Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. In this video, we will have our discussion on the upcoming retrograde transit of planet Mercury. So guys, as you know that Mercury, which is currently transiting in the Sagittarius sign, on December 29th, Mercury will turn into retrograde motion and it is going to be in this retrograde mode till January 17th. So we will enter into the new year with Mercury in a retrograde motion. And guys, also from January 4th till January 14th, Mercury is going to be combust as well. So definitely guys, because see, Mercury will enter the Capricorn sign just for a single day. But the moment it will turn retrograde, it will be back in the jurisdiction or boundaries of the Sagittarius sign. So guys, Mercury's retrograde motion actually plays a very pivotal role because in our today's day and age, all of our lives are strongly governed by Mercury and Rahu, like internet, technology, travel, communication, all of that comes in the purview of the Mercury. Like if I were to say that which planet could be responsible for making you a good multitasker or making you smart, like definitely the word smart can only be summarized through the position and dignity of Mercury in your natal chart. Like right from the young age, like when you have to do good in your academics, you have to be very resourceful in getting along well with everyone in your surrounding environment. Like you might have a strong Venus and Moon. Even if you like someone, you might not be able to express your love on time as a strongly prominent Mercury person can do. And definitely guys, people who are prominently in the influence of Mercury, they can be very good in communication, in debating, in they might have good expertise of different languages as well. And people who generally do good in the financial field, accounting field, travel business, stand-up comedians, YouTubers, content creators, they all come in the purview of this planet only. Now guys, when we talk about the retrograde motion, so over here I actually want to bring out one very my own observation in so many people's lives, because guys, what happens is that if you are strongly being governed, controlled by a single planet, and that planet will make any transition in the transit, that definitely imparts its influence in your behavior, in your outcome as well. So there is this guy whom I follow, Devdutt Patnaik. So he's a very good Indian mythologist and he has written some very good books. So observing his work, you can definitely say this thing that Jupiter and Mercury somehow is strongly ruling the life of this person. But lately, I guess 2 years back or 3 years back, he got into too much of the argument with the trollers, and on Facebook he started replying very nasty reply to the comments of the trolls. And couple of times I even was surprised, like when I saw for the first time his post which came on my feed, I was like, whoa, is the account of this person has been hacked or what? How can he write like this? And I was just observing every single time Mercury is turning retrograde, just immediate before that or immediate after that, he will respond like that. So this is how you can actually see the influence of planets, that whenever they get into any of the transition, and if you are being controlled or governed by that planet is in a strong state or operating in a stronger state in your life, it will definitely reflect in your behavior, in your personality, in your thought process. Now guys, when we talk about Mercury's dignity, so definitely I would say that Mercury only remains questionable, volatile, sensitive only when it is placed in the water signs like Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces. Apart from that, whether you talk about fire signs, earth signs or air signs, Mercury generally behave good. It gives very good results. Like, because guys, I have even studied the chart of so many like criminals and people who are responsible for so many big frauds and scams as well. So people get mistaken. They only look at Rahu or let's say Saturn in the chart, but it's the affliction of Mercury which can actually drive someone towards the path or life of criminal acts. And lastly guys, when we talk about retrograde motion, so you must have understood with this example which I just gave that the way it has been explained in our scriptures, that whenever a planet is in a retrograde motion, so somehow it starts acting in a very erratic way, in a very unpredictable way. But the blessing over here during this time is that, guys, because Mercury, whenever it is in the Sagittarius sign, and the influence of Mercury and its connection with Sagittarius has everything to do with the give and take of advice, of right set of counsel, anything to do with the philosophy, with theology, with travel, with publishing. So I would say that even if Mercury is going to be turning retrograde in the Sagittarius, it will still manifest good results only. So definitely we will get into the customized results, but to the best of my observation, Mercury in the fire signs, and specifically like Mercury, which is a planet of communication, of knowledge, and you cannot find any more knowledge other than what is residing in the Sagittarius energy. So overall, it's a good indication only for majority of the lagnas. We will take that one by one. And even, guys, the way other planets are responding to it, because the lord of the Sagittarius, which is the planet Jupiter, it is also placed angular from it, like it is placed 4 places ahead of it. So it is also not creating much of the vulnerability and the way other planets are responding, because right on the day when Mercury will come out of its retrograde motion, Saturn is also going to be entering into the Aquarius sign as well, of which event for which a lot many people are very desperately waiting for that. So overall, guys, it's a good indication when we talk about the remedial aspect. So I would say that definitely for anything to do with the Mercury, worship of Lord Vishnu, listening to Lord Vishnu's Sahasranam proves to be very therapeutic. Offering durva or modak laddus to Lord Ganesha on Wednesdays proved to be very beneficial. And I would say that because there is an energy of the Sagittarius as well, which has everything to do with the dharma. So I would say that doing donations specifically of books or any of the stuff or material connected with education to the needy people or to any of the NGOs and all of that will also prove to be very beneficial, very good for inviting the positivity of this energy of Mercury. And like, guys, as per the Lal Kitab remedies, people also offer bajra, grains, to the pigeons, which is a habit which I have to stop doing it, because I was doing it in India. Over here there is a strong fine on that. So yeah, so like offering grains to the pigeons, you can think about doing. And if you find any eunuchs in India, and donating them money on Wednesdays will also give more power and energy to your natal Mercury in your chart. So yes, guys, this was just a basic overview. Now we will shift our discussion to the customized results for all the lagnas. So guys, starting first with the Aries lagna natives. So definitely, guys, in your case, Mercury, although basis the rulership, Mercury is not a very auspicious planet for you, but just because it is going to be turning retrograde in your 9th house, which is a very blessed house, and the way other planets are responding to this transit of Mercury, it's retrograde motion, because your ascendant lord Mars is aspecting it. Jupiter, the house lord, is also transiting in its own house in your 12th house. So overall, it will only indicate positive news for you guys only. Like, I would say that it is a very good time for asking for any of the second opinion, any consultation. Now this could be connected to your health, connected to your career, any sort of motivation if you are seeking. So this can be seen as a very good time for considering all these things. Also, guys, for all those people who are connected with marketing, YouTubing, or anything to do with the content creation, these people will also be able to create something very inspirational during this time. The only one thing, guys, which I want to advise you is that no matter how busy you are during this time or during this retrograde motion of the Mercury in your 9th house, it's a very good time for introspection or, you know, self reflection. And if in any way basis your religion, whatsoever belief you have, reading any of the holy scriptures connected to your religion during this time will prove to be very beneficial. So overall, guys, it's a very positive time. And somehow, because 9th house is also getting connected, so if during this time you will plan any travel, now this could be just connected with your like leisure travel with your friends, with your family, or even if you will be made to undertake any of the work related travel, that will also prove to be very beneficial, very profitable. So overall guys, a very fortune awakening, a very good time for the Aries Lagna natives. Moving ahead guys, now for all the Taurus Lagna natives. So guys, as you can see in your case, Mercury becomes a very important planet. It is the lord of your it is a very good friend with your ascendant lord. So guys, as you can see that Mercury is going to be turning retrograde in your 8th house. So it is only beneficial for all those people in whose case like psychology, occult, revenue, insurance, all of that is getting qualified. And guys, see, from the monetary perspective, this can still be seen as a good time for taking any second opinion, self-reflection. This can be seen as a very good time. But when we talk about the matters of the health, so over there you have to remain cautious. Like if you're already going through nervous system related issues of anxiety, too much of the vacillations and doubts while making any important decision, or any of the skin related issues. So over there, pertaining to the matters of the health, or let's say for example all those people who are already going through concerns of depression and anxiety, over there this could create little bit of the troubles. And also guys, if you will see, because Mercury becomes your 5th house lord as well, because Mercury is actually a very important planet for our academics. So all those students like who have to take any important decision, make any important selection of the subjects, or any of the admission related concerns and all of that. So over there, just remain very well prepared. Any of the carelessness or kind of frivolousness might not indicate or generate some good results. So guys, and this can be seen as a good energy in this regard, that if any of your past investments, or you have given your money or loaned your money to someone and it got struck and you got sick and tired of asking over and over again, so during this time you can again try to approach or initiate that reclaiming process or cycle. That is all what I can say. So it's a very good time for the religious, spiritual insight, self-reflection. But when we talk about the matters of the education or any of the health vulnerability, over there you have to remain a little bit cautious. And guys, we generally say this thing that whenever important planets are transiting from the 8th house, it is retrograde as well. So try not to get entangled into other people's problem, any of the gossips and all of that. The more you can keep yourself away from them, the better it is going to be working out for you. After that guys, for all the Gemini Lagna natives, so guys, in your case, as you can see that Mercury becomes your ascendant lord. So definitely if it is going to be turning retrograde, it is definitely going to have a positive, strong impact in your case. And because it is going to be taking place in auspicious house, in your 7th house, so it is a very good news for people connected with business, public performances, any of the mass media connected field. If you belong those fields, you can actually get benefited. Also guys, like a lot many times, even in your business dealings, any of the money which got struck in the past, or if you are in that situation where you want some expert opinion or any of the business consultation, business advice, any of the business audit and all of that, so this can be seen as a very good time period. Like you will be given good business advice, good counsel by people around you. Or this could be from your partner within your matrimonial life, this could be your business partner. So overall guys, pertaining to the matters of the business and commercial gains point of view, it can be seen as a good transit, because retrograde Mercury in the 7th house generally actually make us contemplative, introspective enough in taking some very good decision in the matters of our business. And lastly guys, if in the past any of the money which has got struck, so reclaiming that, those orders, those opportunities, those struck money can also be foreseen with this retrograde motion of Mercury in your 7th house. Moving ahead guys, now for all the Cancer Lagna natives. So guys, in your case, to begin with, Mercury is not a very auspicious planet for you. Now it is going to be turning retrograde in your 6th house. So guys, one thing is for sure that when it comes down to any of the communication, because you know that these days all the emails, all the social media and DMs, everything we see from the 3rd house. So 3rd house lord turning retrograde in the 6th house. So unless and until, see, if your dashas are running favorable and you work in those fields where sensationalized journalism or creating controversy and then gaining out of that just to be in the news, or you are a lawyer, you are an arbitrator. So if you belong to all those fields, your dashas are running favorable, then you do not have to worry about anything. So everything gets applicable or customized to our life, to our dashas, to our profession. So for all those professionals, this can still be seen as a very beneficial time. If in any of the conflicting situation, you will reach out to people, you will get the right set of advice. But again guys, in general for people, I would say that if you are very particular, very concerned about your image, you do not want to get into any sort of conflict or dispute, so I would say that then try to keep your communication as transparent as possible. Otherwise this can entangle you into some sort of within the office, within your workplace, with your juniors, subordinates, being at the receiving end, being getting entangled into any sort of politics, backstabbing, those kind of situation and all. So in these areas you have to remain cautious, careful. But again, I want to stand corrected. If you are a lawyer, if you belong to that aspect of journalism where creating controversy or bringing out all these kind of hidden newses to people, to the world, all those people will definitely get benefited with this kind of retrograde motion of Mercury in your 6th house. And I would say that any of the travels, if you will plan during this time, so while signing any document, while planning any of the travel and all of that, so remain very particular. Many times what happen is that I still remember, so as usual I'm always late whenever I give time to someone. So there was this girl, she was Swiss, and we agreed on time that we have to run some lines for some class, and I just got 10 or 15 minutes late. So I thought it might be normal regular thing, and she said no, it's 6, Swiss 6. So I do not know what that means, but what she was implying was that if I have given you some time, you have to be either right at that time or before that, not after. So yeah, so be very much organized with your appointments, with your travel plans when Mercury is turning, your 3rd house lord is turning retrograde in your 6th house. Moving ahead guys, now for all the Leo Lagna natives. So guys, in your case, definitely Mercury is a very, very favorable auspicious planet for you. Like it is actually the treasurer of the king of the Leo natives, and it is going to be turning retrograde in your 5th house. It's a very good energy. Like your mind will not only work in a very dynamic way, but also it will be self introspective and reflective as well. Some good returns on the investments you have made in the past can also materialize for many people. I would say guys that this is actually a time when you have to remain very much attuned towards your energies, that doing yoga, doing meditation can actually give you some spark, some new idea, innovative idea. And all those people who are connected with art, entertainment, media, any of the work created by you during this time can actually generate some very good returns. Even for the students, I would say, even in the matters of love, romance, like let's say for example, if you are at a receiving end, that within the past couple of weeks or months there has been some rift in your relationship, now you want to initiate a reconciliation process, you want to settle out things and all of that. So during this time you can initiate that process. So overall guys, whether we talk about from students perspective, people who are heavily invested and engaged in the stock market, trading, cryptocurrencies and all of that, so overall it's a very positive, uplifting time for all the Leo Lagna natives. The good part over here is that guys, you are in that situation and state now in any form, like whether you have to reach out, you are in dire need of some guidance, consultation, or you are working as a consultant, you are a advisor or a motivational speaker or a psychologist or a therapist. So all those people will get benefited. It hardly matters in which side you are in, whether you are a client or whether you are a service provider, but it's a very good time for all the Leo Lagna natives. Moving ahead guys, now for all the Virgo Lagna natives. So guys, in your case, definitely Mercury is your ascendant lord. Ascendant lord turning retrograde in your 4th house will definitely bring some very good results. Now guys, if in your case any of the concerns of at your work front, any of the transfer or being relocated to a new role, to a new job, all of those things can also get materialized. Within the domestic life as well, I'm not seeing much of the vulnerability, like you will be accessible, reachable to all the family members, to all the family duties and responsibilities. And pertaining to the matters of self-reflection or self-introspection, it's a very good time. It's a very therapeutic energy for you guys. Like a lot many times what happen is that no matter how uncompromising your personality is, but whenever this kind of transit generally happens, people generally tend to remain very much accessible, reachable, and kind of soft enough to understand other people's point of view as well. And also guys, if in your line of work you are working in the fields of buying and selling of cars, anything to do with the real estate or high-end luxury, so a very good time for all those people as well. And in certain cases, that if any of the payments or money has been struck, so getting that back or some hope, all of that can also materialize with this retrograde motion of Mercury in your 4th house. Moving ahead guys, now for all the Libra Lagna natives. So guys, in your case, Mercury becomes your 9th house and the 12th house lord, and it is going to be turning retrograde in your 3rd house. So definitely guys, it's a very good time. Like all those people who are connected with sales, media, marketing, travel and tour business, freelance, self-employed, performing artist and all of that. So it's a very good time, and I would say that you will be approached for some not only new opportunity, but any of the opportunity which might got slipped from your hand in the past. So you might again be getting considered for the same role, for those same opportunities can also be foreseen with this kind of transition in Mercury's motion. Also guys, within the friend circle as well, some self introspective time, you will get the right set of kind of therapeutic support from your friends, or right set of guidance from your friends. Any of the lost connection in the past might also resurface in your life. So yes guys, overall it's a very positive time. I would say that apart from no matter whether you will be very much invested and kind of engrossed in your hobbies, in your skills, in your craft, take out some time for some religious act or religious activity as well. Now this could be as simple as that, on the new year, like I still remember when I was living in India, it was this habit that on the first day of the year, like whichever temple is accessible to me, I need to visit that. That's how I will start my new year. So I remember, like in all the major temples in India, like whether it's the Connaught Place, Hanuman Temple, Sai Baba Mandir, there used to be miles long queue. Like that's a different case, that all those people who have faith, they celebrate with their families, bases their lifestyle in the evening and the night hours as well. But morning, everyone wants to begin the first day with the darshan at a religious place. So that is also getting applicable for you guys as well. And any of the networking, marketing, hobbies, new opportunity, for all of those perspective, it's a very good energy. Moving ahead guys, now for all the Scorpio Lagna natives. So guys, in your case, Mercury is going to be turning retrograde in your 2nd house. So one thing is for sure, that during this time your money might be invested in the family related matters, or like there could be some situation where people in your close inner circle, they might be suddenly in dire need of money and you have to loan them money or give them money on credit. So those kind of circumstances and situation can also materialize. Second thing is that guys, during this time, friends, your contacts, your influence will definitely play a very pivotal role. And I would say that any of the money which got struck in the past dealings and all of that, so re-attempting during this time to get back those bad debt or that money, so that approach can be applied during this time. Second thing is that guys, Mercury retrograde in the 2nd house, so it is definitely going to have a strong impact in all those people where speaking is an integral part of your line of work. So I would say that sometimes what happens is that we get very kind of overwhelmed and we get carried away while talking. So there was this post which is getting going viral like yesterday, that Rishi Sunak, while doing some official visit to a homeless shelter, and he asked a homeless guy some question. So yeah, it just like that, you have to remain very cautious when Mercury is retrograde right over there in your second house. Again guys, it's not like that. Mercury in the Sagittarius sign, it will not make you speak something which is going to entangle you into controversy. You might be doing things or saying things to inspire people, but it might get backfired, because again Mercury is not a very favorable planet for your Lagna, so you have to take that into consideration as well. So just guys, be self-introspective, self-reflective while talking, while speaking your heart out. And there could be some emergency or need within the family where you might have to spend your money, loan your money, and a very good time for self introspection, I would say, because again second house also tells about our values as well. And Sagittarius is a very auspicious energy over there. Mercury turning retrograde will definitely make you introspect a lot in the way you are conducting yourself. And definitely guys, because see, a lot many people are saying this thing that we will start the new year with Mercury retrograde, but you do not understand. Try to look at the positive side of it. This is the time that you have to actually introspect that which all mistakes you have done in the past year, how you can enter the new year with a new hope, new goals, new vision. And retrograde Mercury, that too in the Sagittarius, is the best energy for doing all of that. Moving ahead guys, now for all the Sagittarius Lagna natives. So guys, as you can see in your case, Mercury is going to be turning retrograde right over there in your first house. So again guys, it's a positive energy, because Mercury has got the rulership of your 7th house and the 10th house. So both of these two houses which governs our public life, our business activities, our professional endeavors. So a very good time during this time, like if you are already in a leadership role, so you will be able to exert your duties with complete confidence, and any of the public speaking, any of the multitasking, if that task is assigned to you, like you are in that situation that you are actually shouldering some very important portfolio, important position, and during this time you are scheduled for those meetings, those interviews, so you will be able to perform very good. And I would say guys that any of the work related travel, any of the public performances, if that is getting applicable in your case, so you will be able to perform things with complete excellence. That is how we can see, or we can relate this retrograde transit of Mercury in your first house. And also guys, a lot many times what happen is that we might also attract, like this is a kind of a typical yoga where it's like reopening the old files and finding the answer. Like I would say that at your professional front as well, if you get struck in any of the project, any of the assigned duty to you, so try to find out things in the past, like go in the archives. You might find inspiration or solution to your problem if you will go via that route. And do not hesitate in reaching out to people, because during this time you will get a very deep, insightful advice, counsel or guidance. Moving ahead guys, now for all the Capricorn Lagna natives. So guys, in your case, as you can see that Mercury is a very auspicious planet for you, and it is going to be turning retrograde in your 12th house. So guys, I want to be very honest, Mercury turning retrograde in the 12th house is only good for people who have got any of the secretive, clandestine activities, businesses, illegal actions, activities. It is only good for those people who have to do things behind the screen. They have to hide things. So it is only good for those people. But apart from that, in general, I would say that regarding the health, so anxiety, nervousness, or any of the skin related concerns might bother a lot many Capricorn Lagna natives. Like there might be all those situations where you might not be able to express yourself or present yourself with the best of your capabilities. So my advice to you is that do not be overconfident during this time. Prepare your points or do your preparations thoroughly beforehand. If you will go the improv route, you might lag, or there might be some slip up which could happen. So it's better to be well prepared in advance rather than getting into embarrassing situation right at the moment. That is one thing which I want to say. But again guys, the good part, or the only good part of this is that if in your case any of the foreign import-export nature of work, any of the foreign university admission, if that is getting qualified in your case, like things got struck at the last moment without giving you any hope, but suddenly this retrograde might overturn things in your favor. So regarding that front, like I would also say that any of the business work related travel will prove to be favorable. It's just like that, guys. It's Mercury turning retrograde in your 12th house. So we keep on coming across where people are getting stranded ever since this this snowstorm situation happened close to the time of Christmas. So we just say this thing that whenever planet of travel is retrograde in your 12th house, like travels will prove to be profitable eventually, for sure. It's just like that. You do not want to be in a situation that you getting stranded somewhere, or you lost your important documents, or your preparations were not up to the mark. So just remain very cautious, careful in all those areas. And I would say that whatsoever you want to express, try to be as transparent as possible, because you do not want to sound ambiguous or create or stir up any sort of controversy that people are still confused or probing that you might have inferred something else, you might mean something else. So try to remain as transparent as possible, because it's getting more applicable for people who have got major following and social media business connected with mass media. So just try to remain as transparent as it's possible. Moving ahead, guys, now for all the Aquarius Lagna natives. So guys, in your case, as you can see that Mercury is a very favorable planet for you guys, and it is going to be turning retrograde in your 11th house, which can be seen as a very good sign. So this is actually a time when, if you have lost any of the opportunity in the past, you might again get a chance to work on those projects, those plans, those opportunities. Friends from the past might resurface, reappear in your life, or any of the goals or projects or plans where you are like focusing yourself. So you will get the right set of clarity, guidance, counsel. People will actually mentor you. So this is how energy will work out for you, and lot many new financial opportunity can also materialize with this retrograde motion of Mercury in your 11th house. And guys, I always say this thing that because we are heading towards a new year, Mercury is going to be retrograde as well. So it's a very good time for you guys, specific to your Lagna, to actually sit down and write down your new year resolution, which all things you want to attain, you want to achieve. So if you will do that, I can assure you the role which Mercury plays in your life and the way its retrograde motion is taking place, it can actually give you some insightful vision or ideas for your next year. And also guys, because Mercury is your 5th house lord as well, so I would say that if it is getting qualified in your case, so some good and beautiful return on the investments made by you in the past. And we generally see, like, whether you are a student, you have to write any competitive exam, or any of the concerns of spending quality time with your loved ones, with your partner, or any of the concerns of like from the 5th house we see stock market trading as well. So overall guys, for Aquarius Lagna natives, I'm just only looking at the brighter, optimistic, a very clarity and vision giving side of this retrograde motion of Mercury in your 11th house. And lastly guys, for all the Pisces Lagna natives, so guys, in your case, Mercury has got the rulership of your 4th house and the 7th house, and it is going to be turning retrograde in your 10th house. So definitely guys, at your work front there is going to be some sudden positive development as well. But again guys, I want to be very honest over here. See, the way other planets are like influencing this time, because the house lord is transiting right over there in your 1st house, so it is not making you prone or vulnerable, because the way other planets are contributing, Mars is looking at your 10th house, but it is well placed in the 3rd house, like Saturn in the 11th house. So I would say that if any of the new development is going to take place at your professional front, so remain very much receptive and welcoming towards it, rather than just getting suddenly surprised or being taken back by any sudden development at your work front. So try to remain as receptive, welcoming towards it. And I would say that for all those people who are in that role or in that capacity where you are managing big teams or big projects, so I would say that some of the insightful decision taken by you can actually uplift your public image, put you in the good books of your bosses. So overall guys, for the Pisces Lagna natives, I'm not saying you guys vulnerable, but yes, being put in a new role, working in a new teams, being transferred from one role or from one department or one branch to another branch, all that can also materialize for the Pisces Lagna people. But one thing is for sure guys, in your case, this is going to be a very learned experience for you. Like this transit retrograde motion of Mercury in your 10th house bases your encounter experience with your bosses, or while doing your job, you will learn and you will gain a lot. So just remain very much open and receptive towards all those wisdom and learning which is going to be coming your way. So this is something guys which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs for this retrograde motion of the planet Mercury in the Sagittarius sign. For further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. Dhanyavad.